The following feature presentation is part of the All for Sci-Fi Podcast Network.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Cannot, Dave.
If you only knew the power of the dark side. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me your mother.
He told me you killed him. No,
You are my mother.
I am your father.
No, wait a minute. I'm your father. No, I'm your mother.
I'll be back.
Yes, you will. Come on back.
Yippee-ki-yay,
Hey,
motherfucker.
do that, hey, John. Papa John.
It's a trap!
Yes, no. Buddha told us.
The needs of the many outweigh
Outweigh
The needs of the few.
the needs.
for the one. Do or do not. There is no try. There is no try.
Captain Richter's face.
Like that. Prosper.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Don't say that to Newt.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Take it away.
Goodbye.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Stop saying that!
Never.
I see dead people.
Oh, no, please.
So what?
I just talked to you.
You said that.
Why so serious?
Because it's time for all for fighting.
I volunteer! I volunteer as tribute.
What I do is not up to you.
Chewie. We're home.
Yes, it's part one.
The force is with me. I'm one with the force and the force is with me.
One for you. I am one with the force.
I'm one with the force and the force is with me.
Is it force with you, or is it with all for sci-fi? Welcome, everybody, to the weekly webcast for allforsci-fi.com. I'm your host, Eric Walker. Next to me is, of course,
Captain Rickster, Trickster, or did never call me late for any type of a meal.
that is absolutely the truth, Captain Richter.
That is true.
We had a great week, didn't we?
Oh, yes, we did. Talk about a lot of fun.
What did we do this week?
Oh, we went to Disneyland. We went to
Yeah.
California Adventure.
What day was that?
Ooh, that was Wednesday on your birthday.
You mean I'm, what, 25 now?
Oh, you're 45.
I'm 45, but reverse it.
Yeah, yeah.
By the way,
reverse it to 65. He's
no.
about right.
If you reversed 45, it's 54. And let's say happy birthday to Warwick Davis.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Warwick Davis, since your birthday's 3 days after mine, and you are now 45. Or like Captain Rickster says, 54.
That's right.
And he's so old, he's already yawning in the show.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Time to go to sleep.
Well, happy birthday, Warwick.
Yes, happy
It's
birthday.
glad you're still here with us, and you're a great dad, and you have great children and a great family.
Yep.
And that's awesome to see. What's not awesome to see is what happened this week.
Sad news.
Actually, just a couple days ago. Not sure if he died on my birthday or the day after, but Carl Weathers
Passed on to a better life.
Yes, he has. The High Magistrate,
Yes,
Grief Karga.
he's got a major role someplace else.
That's true. Yeah, I had one experience with Carl Weathers. He actually came to my high school, and he was taught a class, and he wanted, I went to the LA County High School for the Performing Arts, which is like the fame school here in New York. That's what they call it. And I was in the first graduating class that went through the entire high school system. The second class, because they had, I think they had sophomores, not just freshmen. But it was quite an experience. We had not just Carl Weathers, we had Richard Roundtree, we had Nina Foch, we had all kinds of everybody you could think of what came, and even in the music department, even though I was in the theater department, Barry Manilow would show up in the music department, which was great as well. So it's definitely it's over that time. It's been a while since I graduated high school.
That's true.
Since I graduated in 1988, but we
Really?
have
What? A long time ago. You know that?
No, it is not. I'm still 25.
It's 1988 is a long time ago.
1988.
What I said, 1988.
Yeah, in I went to high school with Anthony Anderson, who is very well known right now, and he acted in the very first student film I did after the war as well. So I ran into Anthony like maybe, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. And he goes, Eric, I had that on my resume for a long time. And I was telling people that was the first film I ever acted in. And what an honor it was. Because Anthony Anderson has had quite a career. Other notable alumni is Jenna Elfman, Corbin Blue, Josh Groban. What's interesting is a lot of them were all in the theater department. I'm not trying to start a fight here with the music department because I do music now, but it was interesting that it's noted that a lot of them were in the theater department.
Interesting.
So interesting. Yeah.
It's
so
very interesting.
What else happened this week? Oh, big news. They made an announcement for Halo.
Oh, yes.
When is that coming out?
Next week.
Next week already?
Yeah, that's what you told me.
I'm excited. I loved Halo. February 8th, Halo.
Yes, February 8th.
Is gonna. So we're gonna have more stuff to review on All for Sci-Fi. Plus, we have the Bad Batch coming right after that.
That's right.
But today we're gonna talk about Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Yes.
What
a great show.
Yes. I was surprised.
Yes,
Captain
I was
Richter.
too.
It was better than I thought it would be.
But that guy spent 20 years writing these books.
It's based on books.
He actually he started this by telling his kids bedtime stories.
That's
and
cool.
And it's how
what
it
a
worked.
cool dad.
That's how he was. And
yeah,
those bedtime stories turned into books.
It's kind of like George Lucas deciding to do the Ewok movies for his daughter Amanda Lucas. Yeah, what a cool dad. That's awesome. It's always great to have great content, and it was good.
Yes, it was.
This week was the finale of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Let's give the official All for Sci-Fi review of this week. This week's finale episode gets a 5-star rating. What do you give it, Captain Rickster?
I'm gonna give it a 5+.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It was a nice review. That's what you were about ready to do earlier.
He's trying to
do
a Captain Trickster on me.
But anyway, that was an awesome show.
It was.
If you watch the making of
Percy
Jackson,
let's bring it up here.
You'll notice that these kids are real young. They're 12 and 13-year-olds doing this.
Well, that's good. That's good. I was 14 when I did Caravan of Courage, and
all out of Canada.
This year I'm 54, so that tells you how old that movie is.
But see, they were all from Canada, which is
Canada.
Nice. Yes, and they went a lot of places. They did a lot of locations around the world to film some of those sequence scenes and stuff like that.
So you recommend watching the making of as well?
I definitely.
I haven't watched it.
Give you the understanding of how they actually made this thing, which is actually really cool.
Why don't you give the official All for Sci-Fi rating for the making of?
I'd give the making a 5+ too.
It was good.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, it was excellent. It's how they explained it. They made it in simple terms for a little kid to understand how they were doing it. We also got the main characters who are actually talking about it, how they do the actions and all that stuff.
Well, the sad news was that the person who played Zeus
passed on.
I might have been one of his last roles, Lance Riddick.
It was his last role.
Who was, of course, in the Concierge and the John Wick movies.
Yes.
He passed on, and of course they dedicated the episode to him, which was a nice touch. I don't really know what's going to happen in the future. I guess it's set up for sequels, or the next year.
Yes, it is set up for sequels.
Are there definitely season 2?
There is a season 2, but that all depends.
Well, you said he wrote a lot of books.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of books, so we'll see how things are going. hopefully they didn't do all the books all at one time. Instead, hopefully they just did one book and they hope to do another book later on.
Well, one would only know if we read them. So if anybody wants to
That's
make a
true.
comment if they read the books and they know more about it, I could say this about Percy Jackson and Olympians is the characters, the acting was great,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a young cast, but they did a great. Even the older cast did a great job.
they
Like
did.
the cheeseburger guy, who later we found out who he was, and he was helped setting it all up with Hades
Mhm.
and everybody else. I think that again, we care about these characters because the acting's good, the directing's
Yes.
good,
The music
the
was
music,
good.
the special effects were great.
Yep.
I mean, it was firing on all cylinders.
Mhm.
So I highly recommend it, even if you have children. I think it's still appropriate for children.
It is. It's safe for children.
It's not nothing too scary compared to some of the stuff we see these
Yeah, that's
days
true.
out there.
And there's not much violence in it either. So it's actually pretty cool.
So way to go, Disney Plus. You got a really great show. Hopefully you keep producing great shows and give us more content. One of the biggest problems about Disney Plus, and I'm not trying to get political here, is when everything's coming and it's too spread apart. It's not like Netflix
Yeah.
where they have stuff coming all the time, so you want to
Mhm.
subscribe to it. That, if you're listening, Bob Iger, let's have more content on Disney Plus. Let's not limit it. That way you give people a reason to subscribe instead of doing a subscription when The Mandalorian comes out, because it's only going to be 8 episodes, so you could do a 1-month subscription and you could wait for the first 2 weeks, for the
That's
first
right.
3 or 4 weeks and miss 3 or 4 weeks, and then just do it for 1 month and watch
Mhm.
all 8 episodes.
That's right.
So people are smarter than you think they are.
That's right. We're out thinking new people for sure.
That's for sure. And with Netflix, they've been doing good recently.
Yes, they have.
So take note and produce more content.
Even Apple Plus has been doing great too lately.
Apple Plus their content has been really
Really good,
amazing,
yes.
for sure, on the sci-fi and even the comedy and everywhere
Mm-hmm.
combined.
Yep.
So, I mean, take note of how they're doing it. And yes, let's get back to the movies. We want to see more movies, so we're excited about that. So, again, this last episode of Percy had him trying to finish his second quest, which was to get the helmet of who?
Helmet of Hades.
It wasn't Hades. It was Hades. You're
It's
right.
Hades, but he wanted to return the lightning bolt back to Zeus.
And he did. And Zeus almost
Fried him.
yes, but his dad showed up, Poseidon, and saved him. So
Yep.
it was a good show. So go watch the entire, was it 8 episodes?
8 episodes.
8 episodes of Percy Jackson and Olympians.
Mm-hmm.
It's well worth it. Binge watch it. Do whatever
Oh,
you got to
yes.
do. We were watching just today. We watched 4 episodes of the Kevin Smith produced
He-Man.
He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. What
Mhm.
was it? A Revolution?
Revolution, yeah.
Kevin,
Yeah, it's great.
you just every season you get better at this.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to keep watching it over and over and over. We didn't see all 6 episodes. So next week, we're going to review He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Revolutions. And are we going to have a chance to do the first? Yeah, we should have a chance to do the first week of
yeah.
Halo.
Halo, yeah.
Unless they have the whole season out, but we won't watch the whole season in 2 or 3 days. So
Yeah.
but we'll definitely, if they're doing it week by week, we'll definitely be reviewing it, and then we have more stuff coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else you want to add to it? Did you have a favorite scene from Percy Jackson this last episode, or
I like how he killed the Matador.
that was in the first episode, but this last finale?
Oh, the last
episode.
one, the finale.
Right?
I like it when he was fighting the God of War, and how he beat the God of War.
Right, with where he drew blood.
Yep, first blood.
Yeah,
That was actually awesome.
that was pretty cool.
But you ought to see his interview too in making of Pearson Jackson.
I'm gonna watch it just because you mentioned it was very good, so I'll
Mhm.
probably watch it this weekend. But yeah, go watch Percy Jackson and the Olympians. We really liked it. Before we close, just want to again acknowledge how wonderful and fantastic Carl Weathers was.
Yes.
Let's have a brief moment of silence for Carl Weathers. Okay. He was a wonderful man, and we all
Mhm.
obviously know a lot of people say RIP. I say MIP, which means move in peace, because I believe that this is just
Stepping
the
stone.
it's just the start of your journey.
Yes. It's
I
only
don't think
better.
that the dead are resting.
No.
So we need to change that.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Remember, the force is with us always. Live long and prosper.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay out of the rain because we have a rain coming this week here in Southern California.
In Los Angeles.
And well, all over Southern California.
That's
but
true.
Anyway, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week with more content.
Yes, if you have any comments, please leave them. Please also subscribe if this is the first time you caught our show. It's okay if you catch it in repeat, because I know people are busy. We'll see you next week.
The following feature presentation is part of the All for Sci-Fi Podcast Network.